Welcome to the spring edition of Shawnee Extra. I'm Kyle Etter, joined by Kara Bonner. Coming up later in the show, DECA has been competing against hundreds of schools all across New Jersey with a growing number of members each and every year. Find out what's getting them so interested in it later.
Also later, find out how the girls lacrosse team has been carrying out the tradition of excellence here at Shawnee High School. Our reporters are out in the field with a better look at what's coming up in the show.
Shawnee TV had a great documentary festival. More on that later in the show.
The lacrosse team is doing their best to become state champs this year. Find out how later.
Shawnee Golf won the state championship and also added a women's team this year. Find out more later on the show.
Gay Straight Alliance has been helping students discuss their differences. Stay tuned to find out how.
Shawnee's track and field is off to a sprinting start. More on that later on the show.
The athletic trainers are key to keeping Shawnee's athletes up and running and are the first to jump into action if something goes wrong.
The EMS squad takes on thousands of calls a year. More on that later.
Shawnee students discuss their lives as military children. More on this coming up next.
Military children are living among us. They are the ones that hold the highest regard for our nation's military, as well as our country's freedoms. Coming up, Michael Blackwell will be taking you into the lives of your fellow renegades who you may not have even known were military children.
You would think that there is a large line between military children and non-military children, seeing that this area isn't really military. In this segment, you will see how many military teens there really are and how many similarities you might share after all.
My name is Mark Voorhees. I'm an Air Force brat. I'm a lacrosse goalie. I'm also a football linebacker. My dad was a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. He served for 26 years. He worked as refueling. Basically, he flew these big KC-10s over all the battlefields, and he refueled all the fighter jets as they ran out of gas. I'm very proud of them. They allow us to enjoy what it means to be an American, the freedom, the choice to do whatever you want to do. My dad moved around a lot when I was very first born, Plattsburgh, North Dakota, and Joint Base MDL. His last stationing was Joint Base MDL, McGuire, Fort Dix, Lakehurst, and we just decided to move to Medford once he retired in 2012. I don't remember it much. I was really young. I just remember we moved a lot, never really stayed in one location for more than like 3 years at a point.
I was born in California, and then we also lived in Spain, Virginia Beach, Southern Maryland, Washington, D.C., and then also here. He's a captain, and he is also a supply officer, so he makes sure all the military personnel get their supplies. I'm extremely proud. I think him serving in the military has inspired me to look at military options for my future, and as well as my brother, I think he's looking into that too, so it's inspiring. He was stationed here about 3 years ago, and he's been in the military for 25 years. And he's retiring actually this year in December. It was pretty normal. I mean, he would be gone. He used to be stationed a lot overseas, so he would miss some, big times in our lives, like birthdays and anniversaries and stuff. But as of right now, he hasn't been stationed anywhere recently, so it's good to have him home.
These so-called children of warriors really have a lot to tell us when it comes to the people who protect our freedoms and shows us how we're not so different after all. I'd like to thank Mark Voorhees and Emma Odell for speaking to me. For Shawnee Extra, I'm Michael Blackwell. Now back to the studio.
Every spring, many student athletes run, jump, and throw for the Shawnee girls track and field team. Patrice Cheristol got the chance to speak with Coach Welsh and senior team captain Kara Bonner.
Hello, I'm Patrice Cheristol, and I was given the opportunity to interview Kara Bonner and Coach Welsh, who are here to give us some insight on Shawnee's track and field.
Being in track and field has definitely really benefited me because it's taught me to be tough. With all the running, especially in relay races, it really teaches you how to push through.
Watching an athlete grow and mature into a senior, or someone who sticks with it for 4 years, or even if they came out maybe sophomore year, again, never run track, and now they're a senior and they're one of my best athletes.
As a captain on the track and field team, I lead the girls through the warm-ups and the different stretches and help to motivate them before races.
My role is much bigger than that. I have to manage the team. I have to make sure students are athletes are there, they're on time, they're prepared. I have to put together lineups, talk with the other coaches, make sure we're putting the best lineup possible to win a meet.
There's definitely a lot of challenges we have to face in Shawnee track. There's been a bunch of times where we have missed our relay school record by less than a second, but we're using that as fuel to the fire to help motivate us in practice to get faster.
The girls did a great job, a lot of PRs that day, a lot of personal records. So I was even though we lost, I was very happy with the overall performance of the team.
My future aspirations for track and field, this season, my last season, I'm just trying to make some memories with my teammates and have a lot of fun and hopefully just be able to keep running as long as I can.
I always tell the whole team, you have to go out and you have to go and perform your best. I mean, I know it's hard to try and do your personal best every time, but you want to strive for that, and you really want to run your best race that you can every time you go out. And above all, they have to have fun. So work hard and have fun. That's kind of the motto of the team.
I would like to thank Mr. Welsh and Kara Bonner for taking the time to speak with us. For Shawnee TV, I'm Patrice Terrestal, and back to the studio.
Samson Gutwirth got the chance to talk to the head coach and captain of the lacrosse team this season, and he has some inside info on how they practice and their key to success.
Hi, I'm Samson Gutwirth reporting for Shawnee Extra. Plenty of sports take place here at Shawnee in the spring. One of the most intense is lacrosse. We had a chance to talk to the head coach, Eric Stilley, and one of the captains of the team, Michael Shinsky.
So Shawnee lacrosse, it's kind of about a lot of things. The big things that we promote when we're doing Shawnee lacrosse is community, sacrifice, and work ethic.
Lacrosse is not necessarily just a game that you play. It teaches you life lessons as well. Coach Stilley always tells us to be an all-American person, not just an all-American player.
You know, there's challenges every single day. It's my job is to get a group of young men to work together to be successful on a sports field, and there's a lot of issues that pop up, but a lot of it has to do with organization, coming out, making sure I have a plan every single day, and implementing that plan, staying positive with these boys as we go forward. It's great. I mean, it's they get to come out after school. It's a highly organized sport. They have to work hard. It's not many things where you go out and you have a lot of pressure put on you every single day after school. I feel like it helps, young boys become young men. It teaches responsibility, teaches teamwork. A lot of things that are important later on, going into college, after college, when you get a job. Even some of the intensity of being a competitor that you work on every single day, it translates well as you get older.
The social aspect of being out there together, it's a team sport. 10 players are doing their main roles at the same time and trying to get the job done. And being out there with all my friends, it's a great experience that I'll never forget. And going forward to play at the next level, I'm definitely going to miss it.
Hopefully this look into lacrosse shows you how much hard work the students put in every day. I'd like to thank Eric Stilley and Michael Shinsky for talking to us, and now back to the studio.
The girls lacrosse team has been working hard to achieve their big goals this season. Let's take it to the field to learn more.
Hi, I'm Kara Bonner reporting for Shawnee Extra. The girls lacrosse team works hard day in and day out in order to succeed at the highest level. I had the opportunity to speak with Coach McGrory and senior captain Molly Beckler about the team.
Yeah, so I think at Shawnee Lacrosse we take a lot of pride in being a team that has a lot of heart and always plays together. I like to consider us more of like a family. We always have each other's back, always, when someone gets knocked down, always picking them up. And we're always going to be the team that hustles, gives a complete effort on the field.
I think a lot of what stands out about this year is like the persistence, the drive, the positive attitudes. Yeah, I think it's such a strong program as far as tradition. So we definitely try to keep that going, playing for the girls before you. So Molly Beckler is wearing the number 22 in honor of Katie Kernan, who's a 2013 graduate who passed away from a battle with brain cancer.
She was like an amazing individual, brave, played with such grace and perseverance. So it's kind of just like to pass on the message and her story throughout the years.
But it goes to somebody who is a good leader, who's a team player, who has a lot of heart and really has, compassion and perseverance.
Before the game, we usually have a big dance party either in the locker room if it's a home game, or on the bus if it's a away game. Gets us all pumped up. And then on the field, we just have the same type of warm up every day. So we get in the zone.
Working with the girls every single day, seeing improvement is so exciting from day to day, week to week. That's always I think the most fun thing.
I think my favorite thing is just the team aspect of it, and having just great outcomes coming from individuals, making a contribution to something bigger than yourself, and that feeling when you win a huge game because of all the individual roles that everyone played, and just watching it all come together on a game day is amazing.
The girls lacrosse team has really blossomed this season thanks to great leadership and determination. I would like to thank Mr. Grory and Molly Beckler for speaking with me.
Lee Majewski had the chance to give us an inside look at the progress being made by our Gay Straight Alliance. Speaking with him are the club advisor and a club member.
Hello, I'm Lee Majewski reporting for Shawnee Extra. Gay Straight Alliance is a club aimed at helping its students discuss their differences. Here to speak with us today is club advisor Mark Rome and students Rosalie Tierno and Peyton Krause.
So Gay Straight Alliance is a group of students that meet and talk about anything with issues having to do with sexual identity. And so it's expanded beyond just gay and straight. It also has to work with transgender.
Gay Straight Alliance is somewhere where you can openly talk about issues that you've been dealing with based on sexual orientation or just things that you've noticed within your communities.
I liked the idea of being more active and learning about issues and controversial topics.
We really kind of dictated to seeing what the students want to do. Common theme is what kind of activities would they like to do.
Usually we try to brainstorm different activities and walks that we can go on and such.
My favorite part of being a member is that I can openly discuss something I'm very passionate about.
So the group was really a support to have those kids have a safe haven which they can kind of talk about what's going on, and also for their allies, for the straight kids who see this happening and wanted to stand up for their friends.
That I'm not alone, and there are other people, and there are communities.
I think a lot of students think it's a club that's just for gay or transgender students, and it's not. It's a club for anybody who wants to stick up for other kids' rights.
I like the opportunity to take part in group brainstorming and such that we do in the meetings, and also how easygoing and comfortable it is while we're talking about such controversial topics.
A special thanks to Club Advisor Mr. Rome and club members Peyton Krause and Rosalie Tierno. For Shawnee Extra, I'm Lee Majewski.
Students produced documentary films in the third year of the television broadcasting classes at Shawnee. Jordan Bray's documentary, The Search for Independence, was selected for the New Jersey State Teen Arts. Jared Iafola was able to speak with Mr. Pistone and Jordan Bray about the project.
Hello, I'm Jared Iafola, reporting for Shawnee Extra. TV Tech students work on their documentaries in the third year of the program. I am here with Mr. Pistone and Jordan Bray to talk about his documentary.
Documentary filmmaking, especially at the high school level, is one of the more challenging production styles or formats or mediums, I guess you could say. It's one of those things that you have to be in the right place at the right time, and oftentimes over a longer period of time to kind of capture a story.
I did my documentary on my stepsister Caitlin. She's special needs. She's been special needs for most life, and it just goes through her beginning of her life and just all the way till now. Through her mom's eyes, so it shows her mom's perspective of everything, which is my stepmom.
We do a little bit of exploration, and more so the students do exploration of what documentaries inspire them, and then also we look at past students' documentaries so they kind of see what's been done in our program. And I think that the documentaries get kind of heavier and heavier, and you get these interesting and pretty challenging stories that are told. So it evokes that kind of emotional reaction in an audience.
So for the documentary festival, what we did was in the beginning, we just all introduced our docs and we showed it all of our docs to all the audience. And then at the end, we did a panel discussion. So there was a chance for everyone to ask questions, and we had questions set up like what was our inspiration and artist part and stuff like that, just to give some insight about our documentaries to everyone who came.
I guess the process of documentary production is having the camera at the right place at the right time, and also understanding what story you want to tell.
The Documentary Fest was a successful program that students use to show their creative ideas. I'd like to thank Mr. Pistone and Jordan Bray for their time. I'm Jared Iafola, and now back to the news desk.
Students had the opportunity to participate in the EMS program to help save lives. Nick Brandt had the chance to speak with Alana Miller and Assistant Chief Chris Mullen about the program.
I'm Nick Brandt, reporting for Shawnee Extra. The EMS squad is an emergency medical service. I got to speak with Assistant Chief Christopher Muller and Junior EMT Alana Miller.
Medford Township has a junior program that runs from 14 to 18, so kids can put in an application and join when they turn 14, and basically get an opportunity to come to drills, go through PowerPoint presentations and hands-on activities. They're issued a set of gear to wear and to practice with so they can get used to it and figure out if this is something they want to do. We have a ton of kids at Shawnee, actually, in a couple schools, BCIT, and a couple towns around.
Just the everyday people that I get to meet. I've met some really, really awesome people. The vast majority of the people I meet are really cool, and especially for me, it's the senior citizens, because you get them in the back of the ambulance and you hear stories, and it's just amazing the amount of history that we have in Medford Township just with what the senior citizens have experienced and know.
Between the public and also being in a hospital environment, and how much the nurses and techs and doctors have to do while they're there, and then also getting an understanding for families who have family members who are ill, especially chronically ill. You get a really big understanding for what they have to go through and what they deal with and the cost of both time and energy and money that it takes them to take care of those people. I've learned certainly from people to be selfless. I've also learned how to deal with people a lot better, people from all sorts of different situations, how to treat people, with the respect and caringness and compassion while still maintaining a professional relationship with patients.
We appreciate what the EMS squad does for our community. Thank you to Assistant Chief Christopher Muller and Junior EMT Alana Miller for letting me interview them for this news package. I'm Nick Brandt reporting for Shawnee Extra, now back to the news desk.
DECA is a business club that gets its members ready to take on the business world by competing against other schools in large events. Kyle Etter got a chance to sit down with the advisor and president of the program to find out some more.
Hello, I'm Kyle Etter reporting for Shawnee Extra. DECA is a business club that keeps getting bigger and bigger every year as more and more students get introduced to it. Recently, I had the opportunity to sit down with Mr. Pablosian, the club advisor, and Robert Zurzolo, DECA president, to find out more about the program.
DECA is a student-run organization. It is co-curricular with the business curriculum, more specifically in the marketing areas. The students join, they become members, national members and state members of the DECA program, and they compete in different areas such as hospitality, marketing, entrepreneurship, and finance.
Essentially, DECA is a club in which students have the opportunity to be faced with business situations and then try to solve them in front of a judge and just kind of see how well they are able to put their problem-solving abilities to test.
DECA benefits the students because it gives them a lot of opportunities to, it's almost like an interview, so it allows them time to practice interviewing skills, communication skills. There's a lot of leadership opportunities within DECA, and it just kind of helps them in any career that, even though it's business related, it will help them in any career that they go into in the future.
I think it is awesome to see how well you react to situations in the real world, how quick your thinking is, and if you're able to think about all the different angles of a problem, as well as just being able to talk to a judge that you don't really know, and that's definitely a skill that is useful later in life.
DECA helps its members get ahead of the curve in the business world by putting them in simulated real-world scenarios and teaching them how to survive and thrive in this challenging profession. And maybe even one day they'll be the CEO of their very own big company. I'd like to thank Miss D and Robert Zurzolo for taking the time to speak with me. For Shawnee TV, I'm Kyle Etter. Now back to the studio.
Stephen Minder was able to get a glimpse into the life of the Shawnee athletic trainers. Here's the rarely seen and underappreciated side of Shawnee sports.
Hello, my name is Stephen Minder, and today I'm going to introduce you to some of the key people in the Shawnee Athletic Trainer Program.
Basically, as an athletic trainer, we're in charge of the kids' safety out on the field, making sure everybody is fit to be on the field.
It's for the students who have an interest in going into a medical field. A lot of them find out about us because they were playing sports and they were injured, and we came and helped them, and so they have an interest and they're curious and they sign up, so they have an idea of what we do basically, and what the program's all about.
I really didn't know about it until after I was in Shawnee, so I was just from seeing the athletic trainers working with the players that are on the field and stuff like that.
So the students learn basically what an athletic trainer in a high school is all about. They see what our day's like, they see what we do.
Even though they may not be allowed to do everything, the more they're here, the more they're involved, the more they see, and they're paying attention, and if they're intuitive like that, then that allows them to be a much better asset for us and a help to us.
We help get heating pads and ice for students that are injured or that are working on getting back to playing on the field, and so there are different things where we'll help out at football games or we'll help out at basketball games and wrestling matches, but mostly we just help out and see what it is that we can do, really.
On the field, we're in charge of actual injury treatment. So if the athlete is injured, we're then doing first aid and treatment immediately on the field. I look at it like a NASCAR pit crew. We're out there and you got to quickly take care of the bleeding wrestler or whatever's going wrong with them, and then quickly take care of it. And it's cool to see the kids, working together like a fine-tuned machine.
I'd like to thank the trainers for speaking with me. Now back to the studio.
Our golf team won the state championship this year. Josh Cruz has more in the field.
Hello, I'm Josh Cruz reporting for Shawnee Extra. Shawnee's golf team has been working hard on competitive level and building skills. I had a chance to talk with Coach Kessler and Chris Warner.
The golf team this year is a very good team. We were 18-2 last year. We won the division, and we have pretty much all the golfers back this year, and it just makes us that much stronger. My job is to, get them organized, practice every day. We work on our putting, we work on our chipping. They work at the driving range, and then we go out and play 9 holes and get used to the courses. This year's been different. In the past years, any female that went out for the team had to play with the boys, but the Lenape district this year is trying to promote a girls team, and it's been working out great so far with all the schools.
It's taught me a lot, really, of how to be a teammate and try to get out there and play as good as you can. We're a pretty competitive team. We've played pretty well these last few years that I've been on. Leadership is really an important aspect of the team. Try to get the younger guys motivated into playing well because they're the future. Try to get them going for the next few years. Oh yeah, golf helped me with confidence. It helped me make a few new friends. Confidence was probably the real big thing. It really helps you believe in yourself and be able to do what you think you can do. I do play golf outside Shawnee. I say a good half the team plays in tournaments outside of school. Tournaments held around the East Coast, really. Our guys have gone anywhere from Connecticut to North Carolina playing tournaments, which I really think help us locally beat the competition.
Congratulations on winning the state championship. I'm Joshua Cruz, and now back to the studio.
Thank you for joining us on this edition of Shawnee Extra. Be sure to join us next time for updates on everything Shawnee High School. From all of us here at Shawnee TV, see you next time.